This is the Steinway Tower at 111 West 57th Street in Manhattan. It recently finished its construction and opened its doors for residents. Notice something? If you said it looks unusually thin for a skyscraper, well, you'd be right. Congratulations. The tower stands at 1,428 feet tall and just a mere 57 feet wide. It's the latest and greatest in an ever-growing line of new, ultra-thin and super tall skyscrapers in New York City, built for the secret cabal of Elon Musk's that can shell out millions of dollars for apartments they probably don't even live in. Since 2014, New York has seen the growth of Billionaires Row, an area in the southern end of Central Park around 57th Street. It serves as the home to this up-and-coming new breed of super tall, ultra-luxurious pencil towers. The apartments inside them go for tens of millions of dollars, with the most expensive apartment in America being sold here in 2019 for nearly $238 million. Most of these apartments are speculated to be used as, pardon my French, which is a small apartment, house, or room kept for occasional use. Or, in this case, a multi-million-dollar apartment you just fly out to with your private jet every so often to watch Hamilton on Broadway for the 847th time. But why are these super tall residential towers even getting built? The short answer, capitalism. The long answer, rich people are getting richer and they need somewhere to Scrooge McDuck the riches. The amount of capital being invested into assets around the world is growing exponentially, and a great place to put all that money is, of course, premium real estate, with New York real estate being some of the most coveted in the world. But land is expensive, especially in booming cities like New York, with Manhattan having some of the highest median prices per square foot in all of the US, coming in at a median of $1,600 per square foot, almost 13 times the national average. But what does this have anything to do with skinny skyscrapers, you ask? Well, to answer that, we have to go back to 1961, when New York got bored of how their buildings looked, and take a look at their new zoning code. The 1961 zoning resolution by the Department of City Planning introduced Floor Area Ratio, or FAR, which set a maximum ratio of a building's total floor area to the size of the lot. The system divided residential zoning into 10 districts from R1 to R10, meaning how tall your building could legally be depended on where it was. A plot of land with an FAR of 10, for example, meant you could build 10 times the floor area of the lot. So a 10-floor building that takes up the whole lot, or a 20-floor building that takes up half the lot, or a 40-floor building that takes up a quarter of the lot, and so on and so forth. You get the idea. The new code also introduced the absolutely crucial transferable development rights, also known as air rights, which allowed buildings that didn't use up their maximum allowed floor space to sell the rights to that space to nearby buildings. Because this is America, and of course, the air above you is also for sale. So, theoretically, you could buy up all the air rights around a smaller plot of land and combine them like a really expensive game of Jenga and build a super thin, super tall tower. Which is exactly what the developers of the Billionaires Row skyscrapers did, building super tall residential towers with coveted 360 views of Manhattan and Central Park. New York's building code considers a building slender if its width to height ratio is 1 to 7, but the Billionaires Row skyscrapers go way beyond that. The very first skyscraper in Billionaires Row, built in 2014, 157, has a width to height ratio of 1 to 8. 520 Park Avenue is 1 to 13, Central Park Tower is 1 to 14, 432 Park is 1 to 15, and finally, Steinway Tower, the new world's skinniest skyscraper at a width to height ratio of 1 to 24. If you want to build a super thin, super tall skyscraper and look down on masses of absolute plebs below, you're going to want to learn something about architecture, so make sure to subscribe.